Hello, our Vice President. We wish our Vice President well. We are very sorry about what happened. And we know that as we pray for her, she'll be good. Let's not let's not worry about that. Let's just pray about it. Let's not politicize it. This is the Vice President of Ghana. This is no longer John Dramani Mahama's running mate for the National Democratic Congress. No, this is the elected Vice President of Ghana. It's a Vice President for all Ghanaians. If you find yourself in any country, in Cuba, in Uganda, and anywhere, and they say that, are you from Ghana? And they say, who's your vice president? You're not going to say the vice president is the NDC running mate for John Dramani Mahama. This is the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. So it's a concern for all of us if there are any difficulties. If she's, as vice president, she changes us policies that we don't like, we'll gladly tell her. But this is not about that. This is about the representation of the very distinguished office of vice president. Let's all come together and pray for her. You know, see what the Catholics did. They all prayed for the Pope, and the Pope is now okay. He's out of hospital. So let's seize that unity and let's use that opportunity to pray for her. But the episode, as we said in our promo, brings us into the hypocrisy and the insincerity and indecency of politicians. Sometimes the things some politicians do, immature politicians, I have to say, some very, very immature politicians, the kinds of things they do. Everybody is NDC. There are many NDC people. John Mahama is NDC. Hudu Yaya is NDC. Professor Nana Jeno-Poku-Agyeman is NDC. Ato Ahoy is NDC. Kwame Ahoy is NDC. Zaneto Rollins is NDC. All of them are NDC. Idrisu Haruna is NDC. Mahama Yariga is NDC. Alban Bagbin is NDC. They are all NDC. So there's no problem about being NDC and fighting MPP. But when immaturity, indecency, and hypocrisy take over your political communication, you are bound to have these kinds of complaints. So you're going to have people who are excited that the vice president is a medical issue because of the work of an indecent and insincere and hypocritical and immature politicians. Listen to this.
There is the need to implement a policy of no medical treatment abroad for members of the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary with immediate effect.
Said because Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia had been in trouble in a very similar situation, in the same position as vice president, and he had been flown abroad. And members of the opponent political party, not led by, this was Ablakwa's opinion, one of the members of the opponent political party, said that they shouldn't fly abroad because they are flying abroad because they are corrupt and they have not built the hospitals in Ghana, and so they are going abroad. Politicians have been going abroad since time immemorial. And it was as they were going abroad that we still built the University of Ghana Medical Center. When President Mahama was in opposition running for the election, he was going abroad. He was going abroad to see his doctors, and he goes with a Ghanaian doctor. They don't always go abroad because the equipment is not here. They also go abroad for national security reasons. They don't want the information out. You know how we are. We are very spiritist, as Dr. Otabel will say. We are very spirits inclined. So when people are unwell, they don't want people to know. When we're growing up, when people are traveling to London, they don't tell anybody because they think that if they tell you something will happen, and then they will not travel anymore. So part of the reason why they always travel is not so much because they are corrupt, they have not invested in hospitals. It's also because it's a national security issue. Assuming that if Jena Poku-Agyeman was in University of Ghana Medical School, look at the Ministry of Ghana Hospital or Kolebu Teaching Hospital or Rich Hospital. Imagine the string of visitors that would have been going there. When they stop the visitors, everybody will say that she is dead, so they say visitors shouldn't come again. When you go to hospital, sometimes they tell you that when they discharge you, go far away. Don't go to the place that you normally are. You don't need too many people coming. So the reason why people go abroad, if you are a matured politician, it's not always because they are corrupt and they are running away and they don't invest in the hospital, so you want a policy to insist that they should be held here. If a member of parliament, say of an Accra constituency, that they could is unwell and he needs surgery or something, and he goes to Rich Hospital, and his constituents know that he's in Rich Hospital, his loved ones, all of us, his political followers, know that he's in Rich Hospital. Look at the string of visitors that will go there. It will put pressure on him. When Kufuor went to do his, President Kufuor did his surgery at Focus. Look at where Focus is, behind Adenta or Yarifa. Look at the numbers of people who used to go there. So that the hospital had to say that, please, President Kufuor needs some peace of mind to recover. It's okay. He loves you just as much as you all love him. So stop coming. So if you're a mature politician, these things don't happen because if you are in England and they say that Queen Elizabeth is in the UCL hospital in Russell Square, the British people, by their culture, they are not as spiritist as us. They have some advantages over us, and we have some advantages over them. Every culture will have an advantage over another culture in different ways. In our culture, we are spirit-oriented. There may be some advantages in that. As they say in Akan, obey down, so you be careful about things. So that there is some advantage in that. But the ramifications of that kind of behavior is that when an important person is in hospital and we are wishing him well and we are eager for him to get discharged, we throng the hospital to see for ourselves. And because of that, these things happen. But if you're an immature politician, and you are looking for votes, and you are insincere politician, and you are a hypocrite of a politician, you behave like Honorable Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa, the foreign minister.